chat for this event will be in the little chat window for the AMA VC. So if you have any questions, post them there. I'll read them. Try to hold back on talking over Jeff until we get to the Q&A section, please. And if anybody's got anything before we get started, I'm ready to go. Are you ready to go, Jeff?
Yep. Thanks a lot, guys, for joining. It's pretty good turnaround for me, actually. And I am going to talk about YouTube today because I ran around like 5-6 channels, especially a few years ago. I worked on those channels for a few years, and I got into crypto at the beginning of 2021, and I pretty much left everything. So as a disclaimer, some of the stuff that I am going to be talking about tonight is going to be a little outdated, probably. And there are some new YouTube features like the tags and the shorts that you might want to look up after this presentation and add over to the information that I'm going to be giving tonight. And
excellent. Let me set you up real quick, Jeff. If you guys have anything to add that are updates to what Jeff's talking about, go ahead and put them in the comments and we can include it in the recording. I do want to introduce myself and introduce Jeff. Jeff, you're walking over my biography, man. I got an NPR thing here we're doing. I gotta pump you up first.
What were you like?
So I'm Fauve, creator of the Neo Tokyo Citizen Wiki and host of the Business AMA series. And I'm running a first-time founders mastermind group in the 90 Days to Launch thread in Angie's Pub. If you want to build your first project with the support of your fellow citizens, join the 90 Days to Launch thread and read the pinned message to get started. A lot of you guys are already in there, and I'm excited to see you in this talk. Perhaps you've noticed I have a new profile picture. Jeff, your profile picture kind of looks like mine too.
Yeah, I guess we got them from the same shop.
We did, and it's from artist Jeff Treves and his NFT collection, Cryptotems. Jeff is an animator and illustrator who's worked for Disney, Mattel, Scholastic, and Fisher-Price. I was in a group chat recently where Jeff offered to give our new NTV media team some advice on running a YouTube channel based on his experience, as you just mentioned, running 3 monetized channels for more than 5 years. Whoa, slow down there, Jeff. That's a business AMA, if I've ever heard of one. Jeff is a polymath who's written a rock song about Neo Tokyo, is starting a new NFT marketplace focused on tattoos, and drawing a comic strip featuring Citizen Jax under attack by the bare-chested and banana-wielding LeBoomington. And today we're lucky to have him here for Business AMA. In today's talk, Jeff will be sharing a screen with us, so make sure you can see that, as he goes through his presentation on growing a YouTube channel. Now, Jeff, I'm going to turn it over to you. Hello and welcome.
All right. Thank you so much for your kind and beautiful introduction. I just want to very quickly shield my upcoming platform, Birthmark. I would appreciate if you citizens can follow my Instagram and Twitter accounts. We are building a curated marketplace for tattoo artists, and we are aiming to change the tattoo industry to the core with that marketplace. So please follow Birthmark, if you will. All right. I am nowhere near a great YouTuber or anything. I'm just going to share you every piece of information and advice I got during those few years while I was running my channels. Don't forget, a big portion of victory is usually luck. Never underestimate luck. And at the same time, it is persistence. And I was actually starting to do pretty good with one of my channels when I left everything and crypto started to look more exciting to me, and I wanted to start building in this place, in this space. But at the same time, I never actually leave anything I do for real. I'll probably go back and start putting some more videos in the future too. I worked for a YouTube company for a year, and those people really knew how YouTube functioned and the algorithm, and they were actually hacking YouTube algorithm constantly, and they were at some point giving all this information in files to YouTube. Turks and Argentinians and I guess Venezuelans were really good at hacking YouTube at the time. And these people made like really good money at the early years of YouTube just by, I don't know, sharing pieces from movies and songs and stuff like that, constantly overriding YouTube's copyright tools. So what I want to talk about today is the practices I learned to start a grow a YouTube channel. And I think the first thing that any of you would like to do is go and find the YouTube Creator Playbook for brands. This one I have here might be a little old, but I think they publish this each year. And every single YouTube tutorial you're going to watch, either paid or free, pretty much is apart from this guide. So this guide actually goes through everything. But of course, talking about all of these things are going to be too long and complicated, and I want to give more direct information. So what is your target audience? And what is YouTube culture, and what do people want? In a nutshell, YouTube culture is a counterculture to boomer television. So you want to be not formal at all times. YouTube viewers want friendly presence on the screen. Sometimes they don't really looking for great production quality, but they are looking for sincerity. And who is your target audience? I'm just going to give you a number, 12-year-olds. If you want to be big in YouTube, your target audience is 12-year-olds, because those are the ones who's turning the wheels here. It can be from 10 to 15 years old, but over 20 years old, you're starting to lose a big number of audience. And of course, none of these is set in stone. I'm just giving you the general numbers to start with. And what do you want to do at YouTube? You can be a content creator, or you can be the content itself. And what do you mean? What do I mean by that? You can be shooting videos about yourself. There's no production quality. You can be just like doing selfie videos, or you can be shooting them on the beach or wherever you go. Or you might be a traveler or like an athlete. And in those type of channels, if you have the magic, you're pretty much selling yourself, and you're not actually trying to produce something very quality. But if you're trying to open up an education channel or that type of stuff, then you need to have good lighting and good setup, and you're going to have a lot of competitors. The key thing here is putting out quality content, and spending a lot of time on production doesn't always mean a lot of views. People are interesting. You never know what they're going to be engaging with. So I think you need to take some time to pick one of these paths, so to speak, before you actually jump into YouTube. And also, you may always think about starting up a few channels at the same time and trying to test a few ideas that you already have. So I'm going to show two sites to you and give example how you can think outside of the box when you're starting a YouTube channel. I love these channels. This is like 8-hour video, and I'm going to play it to you. I hope you can hear it, and if you don't, please let me know. Can you guys hear that?
No, I'm not hearing anything.
Okay, never mind. I'm just going to explain then, and I'm going to share these links with you. This is an 8-hour video, and somebody's just saying hello, welcome, hello, how are you? And if you have a parrot in your house, you just leave this open, and it teaches your bird how to speak. And this has like 1.5 million views, almost. And you can make like 10, 20, 100 videos like that very easily. You're just looping a few sentences and making an 8-hour video. And it's perfect for filling up to 4,000 hours in YouTube in order to monetize your channel. Another great idea was done a few years back, which is, writing a classical birthday song and just leaving the names blank, and then generating 5,000 names and making the same song sing for that person. So there's like happy birthday Bob, happy birthday Jane, and you can just like mass produce them. And every time when people are having a birthday party and they don't even want to sing the birthday song themselves anymore, they just like open these videos. And just Bobby got like 56,000 views already here. And if we look at the general birthday song, it has like 164,000 views. And like I said, when you have like a bulk of these numbers add up greatly. So this is kind of the stuff that you can think about outside of the box. You may have a lot of...
This is thinking about YouTube as like a business.
Yes, exactly. Since this is a business AMA.
Yes, exactly.
And there might be a lot of people here with various ideas, so I just want to try to cover as much as I can shortly.
Gotcha.
So when you're finding your niche, try to find a niche, not a niche that has like 100 similar channels on YouTube, because that corners are already taken. There's not much to make over there. Not a niche that has only 2 channels or 1 channel, because that's probably just luck or an exception. But you are trying to find the new niche that has like 5 to 10 channels that are already turning to be successful. So during that search, you're going to be looking at a lot of channels. So try to keep these numbers in your mind as well. If you want to make it in YouTube, you only need 1 viral video, and you never know when that's going to happen or how that's going to happen. We're trying to crack the code as much as we can, but all you need is just 1 viral video, and after that you can just build upon it, and it's going to be a lot easier. So I'm going to show you my favorite channel. This is a kids education channel. I just do drawings on a white surface, and actually this didn't start as an education channel, and what I want to show you here is the branding. Try to set up a nice channel. You're going to have a banner, and this banner actually extends a lot bigger because it is also being displayed on TVs, on smartphones, on tablets, and there's a template to how to design your banner so that it looks good at each device. And I think if we can search some images, you're going to find that. So just pull that into Photoshop and try to use the sections as safe areas, and it's going to show you what part is going to be visible at each device.
Yeah, and a safe area is where your content, you want the focus of your content to be within, because it's going to be cropped on in other venues and places.
Exactly. Like this part, I want to put all the important text and my logo in this part, because this part is going to be visible in each device, and these parts are going to be visible in tablet, and this is the desktop maximum, and this is the TV. So usually for TV, these are the least important parts for me, because a lot of people are going to be using either their phones, maybe less amount their tablets, and a smaller number of people are going to be using their desktops. And you can see these statistics by simple searches at the same time. So to set up your channel, you're going to need a nice about section. You're going to need a banner. You're going to need a logo or a profile picture. And you're going to set up your URL, like mine is I Love Drawing. And you're going to have a subscribe button. Let's play this video. Of course, this is my channel, so it doesn't show the subscribe button, but I have a little subscribe button here that you can add a custom one. And people, when they're watching your videos, they can subscribe to your channel. But keep in mind, subscriptions are not as important as they used to be at the first years of YouTube. At the first years of YouTube, if you had like 1,000 subscribers, let's say 800 views came from those subscribers. Right now, the subscriber numbers and the view numbers are not really matching. So having a lot of subscribers doesn't mean that the same people are going to be watching your videos. That correlation was kind of broken in the recent years.
Yeah, and if so a lot of our guys in 90 days to launch are putting together a PowerPoint presentation that explains what their business is, and they're going to incorporate their branding into it later. A lot of that stuff, you're already building that in another format, and you get to repurpose it in something like this platform. So if you're trying to point people to different platforms that you're on, you can just reappropriate all that branding here.
Definitely.
And that's not necessarily the model you're talking about, Jeff. You're talking about really looking at YouTube as a business. A lot of these guys might be looking at what you're doing and trying to figure out how to make it as another way to get people into their sales funnel. So I might have a couple videos on YouTube that I'm going to post somewhere else, or just kind of introduce them to my branding and try to bring them back to some other platform that I'm really focusing my attention on.
Yeah, sure. Even if you're trying to attract viewers, or if you're trying to monetize your channel, I think what it comes down to is, like most people want to do this as a business, and they want it to benefit themselves one way or another. And there are a lot of things that you can add here, like affiliated marketing to the descriptions of your videos or to your comments and stuff like that. But when you're doing this much work, I think at some point you're going to want to monetize your channel, and I'm going to get to those parts as well. Of course, if you're just doing this for fun, there's no harm in that. But I think a lot of the people here are after opening crypto-related channels in order to grow their project or grow their follower base, or just like make money like Alex did or JRNY did. I mean, JRNY especially, I think, got rich first because of YouTube, not from crypto. I mean, he bought all that stuff with the money that he made from YouTube ads, and I think it's still a good amount of his income, probably not in the bear market so much, but it's going to definitely be in the bull market. And if you guys start right now and prepare for the next bull cycle, crypto is going to be crazy searched in YouTube, and you're going to be ready when the time comes. I hear some background sound. Is there a way to?
Would you? Can you mute yourself, please? Hey, but would you?
I think he's all right. Thank you. All right. So we have a subscribe button and subscribe URL, and main page sections are the welcome video, and there's also returning viewer video. When somebody comes to my channel for the first time, it sees this, and if they're returning, they see another video. If you guys want, we can go into these settings and I can show you, but it's going to be too long of a presentation, so I just want to go over them generally, and if you guys want me to show something specific later on, I can try to do that. So I have my uploads here, and I also have my created playlists, and I also have featured channels, which are the other channels that I run. And these two were monetized as well, but I gave up on these long before, because those niches are really weird. Like, this is concentrated on sports and genetic training, like hardcore scientific sports, athletic stuff. But I started looking at a lot of sports channels in YouTube, and actually the biggest ones didn't even look like sports channels. They were like really weird. People were just like, I don't know, showing off, and I don't know how to explain it, but it's not like if you're going to get into something scientific or educational or really quality, it may not be the biggest thing in YouTube. You never know what sells. Even with the kids channels, like small kids, siblings fighting each other, pulling each other's hair, get like million views, and there's nothing educational or positive in those videos. But 2 years ago, YouTube started to curate those children's videos especially, and there was a new law enforced, which was called COPPA, Children Online Privacy Protection Act. And if you want to start a children's channel, it's going to be a lot harder to grow than regular channels, because there are no comments in children's channels anymore, and that you cannot put end screens, you cannot use cards, which are really essential tools to grow your channel. And I think we went through. You have a nice about section. You have playlists, and you have home. Okay. When you're doing content, length is really important. You don't want to shoot too short of videos. Like, you don't want to shoot 1 minute videos. I mean, you can make it that way. Everything has an exception, but YouTube likes videos that are around 10 minutes and longer. And it doesn't really favors videos that are over 1 hour. So you try to do your videos between 10 minutes to 60 minutes, and always split up your videos into little pieces, and show them as sections or phases or whatever, because everybody has a constantly shortening attention span. And in the past, you needed 20 seconds at the beginning of a video to get people's attentions. Nowadays you need 3 to 5 seconds to get people's attention. Otherwise they're just going to skip to the next thing. So length of the video for the YouTube algorithm is quite important. Try to make your videos around 10 minutes or a little longer if it fits your niche. Always do A/B testing when you first start. So what was successful with this channel for me was I started doing draw and tell kids stories. So this playlist has me drawing improvisational characters and making up stories like children's tales on the fly. So none of these stories are, like classical stories. I just make them up in front of the camera and I draw whatever without even drawing it with pencil, like whatever comes in my mind. And what I was trying to show here, like, hey kids, you can be creative. You can just make up stories, and it doesn't matter what you draw, that type of stuff. But that never actually picked up as much as I hoped. But then I put a video that was teaching kids perspective. And I just did this for fun. I wasn't really, this was not my focus. But then I realized this got a lot more views than the improvisational tales. So I started just doing art lessons for kids. And those are my most watched videos at the moment. And I actually did something different than other kids' educational videos here. I am teaching kids real art lessons here. These are not like, look, this color is red, this is two, this is wood, and this is iron type of stuff. I'm teaching 1-point perspective, 2-point perspective, patterns, drawing expressions, facial expressions, lighting, shading. Like, this is the stuff that you see in an art college, but it's just telling in a way that kids can understand and can relate. And actually, this became really successful, and another company bought these videos, and they're showing them in England to their own platform, to their own viewers. And I can monetize these videos over there too, and YouTube and that platform doesn't conflict with each other.
Okay, that sounds like another great revenue model. So you created these for your own channel on revenue on YouTube, but then they were purchased, like the whole series was purchased and then rehosted on another platform.
Yeah, they didn't purchase it, but they are kind of paying me royalties according to how many people watch the videos in their channel. So it is kind of like YouTube. It's like a revenue share type of thing.
Okay, but they approached you?
Yeah, definitely. I mean, a few people approached me, but those were the ones that looked more serious, and they actually came through. And yeah, right now I get money from two sides, from YouTube and from them.
That's very cool. And if you are creating content out there, that's something to think about. There's always more ways to monetize stuff that you've already produced.
Oh yeah, especially if you're not doing children's channel, you can, like I said, you can start inserting ads or affiliated marketing, and actually that's going to maybe 2x or 5x the amount you make from YouTube. All right. Fauve, do you have anything to add or ask? Should I get some questions, or I don't know, is it okay? Should I go on?
Keep going. Yeah, I think this is great. Let me see. I have your outline we discussed earlier, and It looks like you still got a ton of stuff to talk about.
Yeah, I think I made another one here right now, so I hope they match. So language country is really important because YouTube ad revenue differs from country to country. If you're living in a richer, more developed country, you're going to get more ads. That's why I did this channel, not in Turkish, but in English. And even like I saw in a lot of children's videos, like let's say you're watching a children's channel and Russians are doing it, they insert English words in it. Like they make their kids, spell some English words or try to form some English sentences. Even that little bit of language captures other children living in UK or Australia or United States. And once you start getting ads from those countries, let's say if I'm getting $1 from Turkey, that means like $8 to $10 from United States, but it means $40 from Finland. And that was really mind-blowing to me because while I was looking at my ad revenue, I saw Finland and it was just like crazy. It was the biggest amount I got for one click. So if you know Finnish or if you have Finnish friends, I would definitely suggest you try doing something on YouTube in Finnish. And which country and which language you're targeting is important because of that reason. And frequency is one of the most important things that you need to watch out while you're running your channel. You want to post at least once a week, worst case scenario bi-weekly, but if you can post twice, 3 times a week, it's even better. And always try to post the same days at the same hours because like people are using this thing like people used TVs in the past. So they are more happy with the consistent channels. If Thursday at 6 o'clock, they expect to see new content from a creator that they follow. That works for YouTube algorithm as well. Okay, now I'm going to come to SEO, and this is very important. Let's go into one of these videos. Let's go Cubism for Kids. Ta-da! Oops. Okay, so the most important thing is you want your title, the first 120 characters of your description, and the first 3 hashtags that you have to match each other. This is the most important thing. So my title is Cubism for Kids, Artistry Lessons, Who is Pablo Picasso? I would like to put more creative titles to my videos, but that doesn't what algorithm likes. You are working for the algorithm and you are trying to appear at as many places as you can. So after some point, like after you make 20 videos, you're going to realize that you start to write like a robot at some point. So Cubism for Kids, Art History Lessons, Who is Pablo Picasso? Did you know Pablo Picasso? Here's Art History Lessons for Kids. Today we'll learn about Cubism. Okay, my first sentence, which is probably less than 120 characters, and my title matches. And I am looking at my tags, Cubism for Kids, Art History Lessons for Kids, Who is Pablo Picasso? I love drawing. Always put your channel's name in your tags. If you can, put it into the first 3, because the first 3 are the most important ones. And if not, put it as the 4th or 5th, but always put your channel's name in the tags. And you don't need 100 tags. You don't need 50 tags. It's not going to do anything good for you. 3 to 5 tags, 10 at the most is going to be enough for you. And when you're writing YouTube tags, you don't want, let's say this is a crypto channel. You don't want tags like Bitcoin. Ethereum. These doesn't mean anything for the YouTube algo, because when people are making searches in Google and YouTube, they ask questions, they write in more detail. So you need to think like them. You need to think like a person who is searching for stuff and actually kind of try to form little sentences or snippets of sentences in the tags. So artistry lessons for kids or easy step-by-step drawing, stuff like that. You want to write as much content as possible, and that is going to keep including these key words over and over. And like here, I do a let's draw a cubist face. I just, made a list what I'm going through in the video here, just to keep using these words and terms more and more, because SEO is going to look everything written like a blog post. So the more content you create, the more original sentences you write, paragraphs you form, is going to be much more beneficial for you than just adding a bunch of tags or sharing and retweeting. And this is the stuff that makes things appear in searches.
Do you know if adding because you can add time code tags now. Do you know if adding those time code tags improves SEO at all?
I have no idea. Okay. If I said I knew, I would be lying, because but a really good question though. Really, now I'm curious. It's a really good question, but I don't know. One thing I'm going to say, which is really important, if you have a video that's doing good, never touch any of the SEO. Don't even erase this little parentheses. Don't add anything in here, or don't change your hashtags. The reason is YouTube does indexing, and once it likes a video, and if the SEO works for that video, and if you change even a dot here, it's going to re-index that video. So all of that gains, you're going to lose those gains for the searches, for the attached, because YouTube attaches some videos to other videos in YouTube, or attaches some videos at the end of other playlists. I mean, it makes these all kinds of matches, and it makes them through indexing. If you have low performing videos, then by all means go ahead and change this and try new things. But if you have like videos doing anything good, don't touch them. You can change the thumbnail images. That doesn't affect the indexing, but anything written is going to affect the indexing. If you're making a channel for kids, always choose made for kids, because you don't want to get in trouble with YouTube. And there is working. Education is a really powerful category in YouTube. So you might want to do something in education. And if you want to get more ad revenue, you would like to do something in finance, because those have the most paying ads, the financial videos, be it for Web3 or traditional finance. So since this is a kids channel, we don't have end screen here or cards. Let me see another channel. Maybe I can check here. This is one of the most powerful tools that you're going to have. The end screens. Always put end screens at the end of your videos. Always, not always, but most of the time, point to your own videos, but at the same time point to some related videos that are much popular than your channel, because that's going to help matching different channels and different videos from different creators as well. And if you only, shield yourself in your own channel, it's going to get boring for your audience. And at the same time, it's going to, the algorithm is not going to like it that much. So you want to mix sometimes. But this is a really powerful tool. Put end screens to all of your videos, definitely, especially if you're not running a kids channel.
Can you give us a little more context to that end screen? Because we're looking at it in Turkish, and
sorry,
I'm one, but I don't read Turkish. You know, like
Yeah.
what is an end screen? What constitutes that? What are you having to make graphics? Are you having to pop URLs in there? What is
No,
that?
end screens is like right at the end of your video. YouTube suggests you more videos to watch, and you can pick those videos. You can add whatever video you want. You can also add your. We have elements here. We can have a subscribe button if we want, and these are going to appear at the end of my video. But if you already have a subscribe icon here in your videos, maybe you don't even need this. But what you want to do is you want people to binge watch your videos because you want to fill hours and minutes. And in order to do that is connect them from one video of yours to another one. And one way of that is, adding more videos at the end of this one that are in my channel, and also using cards. And cards, you can put a lot of them. Let's say you're talking about the Ethereum merge at this part of the video, and then you can put a card directing people to another video of yours that is focusing especially on the Ethereum merge. And you can do polls, you can write messages, and those are going to be really helpful, especially if you place them at the times where the video is relevant to the card that you're putting. Okay, let's see if we have anything here. Let's look at the thumbnails a little bit. Thumbnails need to be very in your face, in my opinion, very easily readable, because a lot of people see them very small. So when I'm looking at my thumbnails, there's a big area that's showing the picture. All of my text is big. There's a lot of contrast, so you can read it even when it's small. And you would like to do that. I mean, look at JRNY's videos or Coin Bureau's videos or Alex's videos. They have their big head here on one side and like huge regular text on the other side. And it's not artistic. It's not that big of a design challenge or anything. You just want something that's going to stick out and colorful, contrasty, big, and readable. And you can keep changing your thumbnails, or maybe do 5 videos with this style of thumbnail and do another 5 with another style, and do A/B testing constantly. But like I said before, this doesn't affect your indexing, so you can experiment with your thumbnails freely. Okay. We talked about cards, playlists, Google search, subscribe URL. Every time you're sharing your channel or one of your videos, if you add this to the end of your URL, let's try this. It is going to direct people to that link, but at the same time, it's going to open up a pop-up window and ask people to subscribe to the channel first. So I'm just going to open a private window here. And I edit this question mark sub confirmation equals 1. Why doesn't this work? Maybe it doesn't work on private window. I'm not sure. Let's change the channel and try like that. I'm already subscribed here. Let's unsubscribe. Interesting. It doesn't ask me. Maybe this is one of these things that is outdated or deprecated. But this is how it used to work. Usually when you add this to the end of the URL, it's going to ask people to subscribe to the channel first. But for the sake of this presentation, let's just ignore this for now. And another important thing is playlists. When you're sharing a video from a playlist, the URL is different and people are going to go directly to that playlist and start viewing that video. If you don't do that, if you just share the video URL, it's going to be shorter, but you always want to have playlists and you always want to share the video link from the playlist, because then if people just like forget about the video they're watching, if they go and get coffee or get some food, it's going to keep playing all the videos in your playlists. Or even if they're in front of the computer, maybe they're just not paying attention and the video is going to keep popping up in front of them and they're going to go through all of your playlists. What you want to do is keep people in front in your channel as much as you can and make them watch your videos as long as they can. You're trying to fill hours, and also you're racing in terms of percentages, like what percentage of your video is being watched. Is it 10%, 30%, or 60%? If you are over 50%, you're in a very good spot. If you're around 10, 20%, it's not very good. That also affects the length of your videos too, of course, and you can try to optimize by looking at those numbers. So you always want to share links from playlists. All right, this is a really cool trick. Google search. And even if you're familiar with YouTube, I assume a lot of you haven't heard this before. So let's check our private window again. I'm just gonna say, let's try a few. Cubism for kids. Art lessons for kids. Oop, here I am. And let's try another one. And here I am again. If you want to appear here, the first page of Google, there's a very neat trick. And I think this is the coolest thing I learned while I was dealing with YouTube. I'm in all of these pages and it's a private window, so it doesn't see my cache. And probably if I go to videos, yeah, I'm here again in the first page. I'm at the top here. Let's go here. And I'm the second video here. Cool. And I haven't done anything for 2 years to this channel. Actually, let's look at my YouTube studio. This is your sanctuary. This is where you watch everything that you do. You go to analytics. There's overview tab, content, audience, revenue, research. You can view the last 28 days. You can see 90 days, 365, lifetime. If you want to monetize your channel, you need to have 4,000 watch hours in 12 months. So this is my all-time graphic. These are the times where I advertise my channel, but right around those times, because I was trying to fill the 4,000 hours fast, YouTube actually canceled that policy and they switched it to, if you are advertising, the watch hours are not going to count towards that 4,000 for monetization. So I actually advertised for no reason. And then I was upset around here. And then I started making videos again when I realized the art lessons were picking up better than the, improvisational tales. And I worked here a little organically, and then it suddenly started to blow up a little bit. And it happened with this patterns video. Did I close that tab? Yeah, never mind. And right around here, March 2021, I stopped doing videos. And even though I think I still have a great watch time, considering I'm not doing anything for this channel. And the secret to do that is this. Let's find a cool video here. So let's say this is your title. Learn abstract art, modern art lessons for kids. I copy this. I come here and I make a Google search. So forget about the ads. Come to organic posts that are at the very top of your Google search and look at their descriptions. Abstract art is an exciting form of art. Doesn't represent our modern everyday world young children can get stuck in very easily. Look at the second one. Kids will learn about art history, abstract art, and alternating patterns with this fun project. Just take these descriptions here, the first 2 or 3. If you want, go to these sites, go to these pages, and read the article. Maybe cut a couple of more sentences. Come to your channel and start pasting them here. And then refactor those sentences. Just, change 20% of the sentence, switch some unimportant words. Keep the keywords, like the important words, like art, kid, lessons, that type of stuff. But whatever appears on top of your Google search when you're searching with your title is a gold mine. And if you can incorporate that text into your description, then your videos are going to start appearing in Google, not just in YouTube. And then you're going to get a lot of views from Google, another platform. And the more platforms feeding your channel is better for YouTube algorithm, because these guys are competitors. I mean, not maybe necessarily YouTube and Google, but if you're driving traffic from Instagram to YouTube, that's great for YouTube algo. If you're driving traffic from Reddit to YouTube, that's great. So you try to do that. And to do that in Google, this is what I used. And even after 2 years, my videos are still on the first page when I search on Google, just because with the simple trick. So let's come to engagement. What are the most important things to watch when you're growing your YouTube channel? It is this chart. It's video, content is the biggest circle here. Next, title, tags, description, SEO, and then number of views, and then the interaction, and then channel, and then it gets smaller and smaller. So this is like a great guide if you're first starting and, just forget about the peripheral. Just focus on the center, the biggest circles, and start spreading out from there. Comments. Likes are not as effective as comments. Comments are better for your algorithm, and you want to start debates in comments so people actually start arguing or discussing between each other, hopefully in a positive way. But you want discussions, you want people to be filling your comments. And in order to do that, you can put small mistakes in your videos. Like, let's say, I'm giving you the 10 best altcoins, and then you just give them 9 altcoins, and somebody's going to be like, hey dude, you said 10, but there was 9 coins in the video. And you're just starting an argument in your comments. And you can do it in a subtle way, you can do it like a honest mistake, but mistakes are really important because people just love pointing out other people's mistakes, and that's great for your engagement in comments. You want to start a debate. Partnerships. YouTube channels grow together. So a lot of people are in communication, they're following each other. You want to communicate with channels that are more successful than you, that are more established. Of course, it's going to be harder for you to reach those people, but always try to reach more successful YouTubers than yourself. Try to do collaborative videos, take them as a guest. Then you can go to their channel as a guest, or I don't know, just use your human skills, because it's going to be really important. It is something that I couldn't really manage, but at the same time, it would be really beneficial if I could. And if you want to pay some cash to grow your channel, I don't really, I advertised a lot in YouTube. I don't really think it's that beneficial. I mean, it's just like, if you're not spending $100,000 or more, if you're not raising your brand awareness, if you're just trying to fill hours or get ad revenue, advertising is not the way to go. You need to be organic. And how can you be organic and pay at the same time? You can buy end screens. remember we talked about end screens were really important. I mean, the little two boxes that you see at the end of your video. So you can go to more established channels and you can ask them, hey, look, we have similar channels and I'm just trying to grow my channel and I'm trying to make quality content. I like your stuff, whatever. Can you give me an end screen? Sometimes they sell it for $500, $250, $1,000, $1,500, whatever their audience is. And instead of paying $1,500 for YouTube ads to YouTube, you can just pay to a content creator and get one of their end screens. So you just plug your best video into their end screen for a month or whatever the deal is, and you're going to get a lot of quality traffic, high quality traffic from them. And at the same time, you are in business with another person. You are paying them for, advertising you in a way. And, having a business relationship with people is one of the greatest ways to make friends. And then maybe they're not going to be that expensive next time when you go to them, or maybe they're going to start doing you favors, or you're just going to be good friends and support each other. So if you're going to spend some money, try to spend that money in organic options like that. Okay.
These are some great tips.
Thank you.
Writing just about everything down.
Thank you. YouTube Studio, we talked about it. Actually, we didn't, but we just looked at it a little bit. Let's see. Where's my YouTube Studio? This is just the video. Okay. So let's come to analytics. So these are my top videos. This gives me a good idea what I should be focusing on. Maybe I should do another patterns video for kids, or maybe I should talk more about cubism or whatever. But this is a good idea. And my watch hours, subscribers, my estimated revenue. I mean, don't look at this. I'm not. At the beginning, I said I'm not a great YouTuber. I'm just trying to pass on what I learned all this time. I never made it big. Okay, so how viewers find your videos? YouTube search. This is what you want. You don't want direct or unknown at the top. You don't want channel pages at the top. You don't want others at the top. You want YouTube search and you want suggested videos, because that means the algo likes you. So YouTube is pushing me more than 50% of my views. So this is, when you look at it in itself, I think it's a very good number, and this is what you're pushing for. Let's go to audience. You can watch your viewers at what times they are more active, so you can plan posting your videos at those hours. And what is this funnel thing? Where did the funnel go? Did they get rid of the funnel? There was a YouTube funnel, but it's gone, I think. Okay. Top geographies, United States. This is good for me. And okay, this is really good for you to watch, because let's say you're doing a channel in English and your main audience is in United States, but suddenly one of your videos is really popular in India. Then you might want to think about start making some content specific to India or Canada or whatever. You're going to see those spikes every now and then. So always watch your graphics. And if you click see more, you're going to see more. Let's say lifetime. These parts are more relevant. There are some other spikes in here, like Australia. Was watching more around here. And if you catch these countries, try to connect with their people, try to connect with their culture, try to incorporate some aspects of their language or their culture into your videos. And who knows, maybe you're going to make it big in India instead of United States. And watch time from subscribers. That's what I was talking about at the very beginning. Only 3% of my views come from my subscribers. Subscriber count doesn't mean anything anymore, especially for monetization. Okay, let's go to revenue.
Hansen?
Okay, I think this is about it for YouTube Studio. And let's talk about some tools. While I was running this channel, I was using vidIQ. vidIQ is a good tool for YouTube. I think it has a couple of different plans. While I was using it, I was always using the free thing. I never actually paid. I don't know, depending on your growth, you might want to actually spend the money, or I think it's like $10 a month, the cheapest plan. And what vidIQ does is it's going to give you daily ideas, AI curated, and if you pay, you're going to see more of them. Let's say, why do you take so long to finish your drawings? I just, connected my drawing channel here, and this looks very high. So I think maybe I should shoot a video related to that. Hey kids, you don't need to spend that much time on your drawing. Here's a drawing in 1 minute or whatever. And there's AI title recommendations, so you can add some keywords or maybe your full title here, and it's going to recommend you better titles for YouTube because it's going to search what's popular on YouTube. And this keyword search is really important for your hashtags. You write your hashtags here, and it's going to find the best ones to you, and it's going to turn them into like short sentences, like I mentioned before, instead of just like cartooning art lessons or whatever. And it also going to give you a lot of extra analytic info for your channel as well. You can run this on desktop, and you can download this as an extension. And when you download it as an extension, and when you're checking your YouTube channel, you're going to see the vidIQ buttons and information around here and there. So your YouTube UI is going to be customized a little bit with vidIQ tools. And I think you can even start playing with this without paying right now. So if you have a channel, just go here, find some daily ideas, or put your titles or hashtags, and try to see what vidIQ comes up with when you put those in. That was the dashboard, and you can see each tab actually represents another section here. Another good site I used to use is Social Blade, and this is going to tell you how much money a YouTube channel is making. Cocomelon is one of the biggest kids cartoon channels in YouTube, and when I was doing this, they were making around $10 million a month, but they have really quality 3D episodes, so I'm sure their expenses are a lot too. But let's say you are curious about a channel and you want to get into the bird business. Okay, you find the best 5 bird channels in YouTube, and you can search them in Social Blade. Let's say, what is this? Bird School. Let's take this. Bird School monthly. Oh, it doesn't make a lot of money monthly. This probably makes around $100 a month. This much a year. Cocomelon makes 500K to 9 million, and you can kind of estimate that. I know Cocomelon is in English, and probably the biggest audience is in Australia, UK, and United States and Canada. So those are more developed countries, and it's going to be closer to the higher end. Probably this channel makes, I don't know, $7-8 million a month. But if this was I don't know, a third world country channel, then you were going to be looking at the lower end of this revenue. Let's check the Happy Birthday channel. Happy Birthday channel, wow, it makes almost 50-60K a month just with the same birthday song. And they generate all of the different people's names in a software, and they just like plug it into the same song with the same animation. But apparently, they make this much money from ad revenue. The effort here is just making this video and uploading, 5,000 of them to your channel. With a little bit of money, you can even write a code to do that for you probably. And that's it. That's my presentation. Hope you guys liked it. I pretty much told you everything I know. And one last thing I didn't tell you. The name of your videos, the name of your video files needs to match the name of the title of your video. So the name of the video file of this is what is cryptoart.mp4. And also my thumbnail image has the same title. I write them in small letters, not capital letters, and I put dashes in between. If I can find one, maybe I can. Actually, I have one for Neo Tokyo. Like, this is one of the thumbnail images that I did for Neo Tokyo news channel. Ethereum -2.0 -the This is the convention. If this and your video file name and your title and your description and your hashtags match, you have great SEO right out of the bat. And that's the last thing I wanted to say. And I can share this document with you guys in the chat. There are some links here. Some of the channels I went through, the tools that I went through, and if you guys want to follow Birthmark, my project, there are links here for that. And I can also share you this graphic as well in the chat.
Man, that is great. I love this.
Thank you. Thanks a lot for listening. And if anyone has any questions, feel free to shoot.
I've been telling the chat we're going to put all this stuff together in one post with the recordings in our 90 days subthread.
All right.
Jeff, can I just bring a question?
Definitely.
So first of all, thanks. It was really a great presentation. And can you share what worked and what didn't on monetization for your channels? So affiliate links, just ad revenue. What have you tried that worked and did not?
Well, I only tried YouTube monetization. That was like a challenge for me for about a year and a half. And actually, funny enough, the time it happened for me was when COVID hit, because there were the lockdowns. People just, like the views of every YouTube video peaked at that time. And suddenly I filled up my 4,000 hours. And from there, I realized that my educational videos were doing better than the children's tales. And I realized that the sport channel was not going to go anywhere. I had another channel about, painting your furniture at home type of channel. That was doing a little better because I was shooting a famous Turkish actress and she was in the videos and she already have a follower base. So, but also that's a really good niche too. Like if you want to learn how to paint your furniture at your home with, Cadence Paint or something, those type of videos are watched a lot. I tried affiliated marketing, I think one time with that painting channel, but I didn't really work on it. I didn't really take it further. And if you can do that, it's a really good way to make money. Let's say you're talking about computers, how to set up a nice computer, how to buy the best graphics card or whatever. If your videos have a good amount of views, then you can start affiliated marketing. And maybe you're shooting a video. Even if you're a gamer, you can say, this is the graphics card I'm using to shoot this video while I'm playing the game, and you can turn that into affiliated marketing. And you usually want to do that in the description of the video and in the first pinned comment of a video. Of course, there's no comments in the children's channel. Yeah, you want to put your affiliated marketing probably in here, and also you always, put some extra stuff in the comments and pin that comment, and you can add links here. I mean, I always suggest to add links to your other videos, especially related videos, to your pinned comment and to inside the body of your video description. You want to, you want to connect your videos at all sides. And I'm sorry, I couldn't widen your question, but I only made money off of advertising.
Awesome, thanks.
So if you guys have no questions, I think we can finish it.
I've got a couple more if you've got a second.
Sure.
We had a question about what software, camera, and lighting you use.
Yeah, that's a good point. Guys, I think the most important thing, get a good microphone. I mean, there are a lot of YouTube videos that I watch every day. We're always watching videos or video conferencing, and the hardest thing to bear is bad sound. Just get a nice microphone, and they got really cheap. You can find a much better sounding microphone than your phone or your laptop's microphone for starting from $50 or maybe even $20. If you can get like a mid-tier podcast microphone, which are really, they got really cheaper these days, you can do that. Or I'm using a Shure SM58. This is like a singing microphone for, when people are singing on stage. This is like the microphone they use most of the time. But you don't have to, buy something like that. Those are probably around $250. But yeah, starting from $50 to $250, get a good microphone. If you're cutting videos, if you're editing videos, either use Adobe Premiere or better yet, DaVinci. DaVinci is a great software. It's really fast. You can just like cut videos and render them like really fast. Don't use After Effects. After Effects is not for video editing. It's for animation and effects work, and it's going to just like kill you with render times. It's going to be so slow. So I would use that. Or you can use Camtasia. Camtasia is a great software for screen recording and making tutorials, and it renders pretty fast as well. Also, if you're doing screen captures like I'm doing right now, you can use OBS. And OBS is a really great software too. It's like, I don't know, standalone, I guess, and it's really fast and very intuitive. For the camera, if you're shooting yourself, if you have a really good, camera on your phone, I think that can be enough to start with. Always remember, I mean, the best quality is not going to make you the most money. Some people are goofy in a cute way, and they just make it, even though their production quality is shit. They're selling themselves as the content. Or some people travel a lot. They're constantly on the road, so they have a lot of nice views to shoot. Those people are going to do great with YouTube. Or maybe you're a cute old lady in Mexico and you're cooking organic bread in a stone oven every day, and your channel might pick up and do really good. So those are the type of niches, and if you're doing stuff like that, I think the production quality, especially at the beginning, is not that important. But I still say, start with the sound. Always make it sound good, because if there's a lot of hiss, if there's a lot of noise, if the sound is compressed or robotic, it's really unpleasant to listen to. Much more than the visuals itself. And you can clean up your sounds very easily in some softwares. Maybe we can do some workshops on those, how to clean up your sound, how to compress the sound if it's low volume. If there's noise in the background, how can you try to eliminate that noise as much as you can. Usually it takes me around a few minutes to clean up the sound. I just use a compression and hiss removal or noise removal type of stuff if the sound is bad. And you can enhance your recordings in that way too. visually and the sound itself, but always, try to shoot them as clean and quality as possible in the first place, and then do the post effects on them. And if you're shooting yourself, try to get some diffuse lights. Diffuse lights do not come from one single point, like the light bulbs at the ceiling, but they're usually either square shaped or circular shape, and they give light from a few different sources, so they create much softer shadows. And actually those got really cheap too. Let me see if I can find
one of the cheats we use in the video business is to use those Chinese lanterns, put bright lights in them, have good even diffused lighting.
Yeah, diffuse lighting is very important. The more sources the light is coming from, the more diffuse the light is going to be. If you just use a single light, like a spotlight type of thing, you're going to have harsh shadows behind you, and it's going to be unpleasant, and everything is going to be very contrasty. And yeah, these are the types of lights I'm talking about. You can put your cell phone in the middle of this, and since they're circular and the middle is empty, it's not going to give light, and light is going to be coming from this circle, and it's not going to create harsh specular hot spots on objects, and at the same time it's going to create very soft shadows. And you can change the colors of these. You can put two of them, one on the right, one on the left, and you can give this like a purplish color and the other one a bluish color, which is kind of like the standard for YouTube videos for the past couple of years. And then you have beautiful lighting. And always a good idea, if you're shooting in front of a wall, to put some, I don't know, soft frames on the wall, so the sound doesn't bounce off the walls and create reverb. Yeah, those are the ones I can think of.
Yeah, I would have mentioned a white balance for your camera too, to get good color rendering and skin tone.
Yeah, that's more in detail for me. I mean, yeah, it's always a good practice, of course, definitely.
That'll make sure everything looks like you expect it to, rather than too blue or too yellow.
Oh yeah. Totally agree. Yeah, white balance. Just put a white piece of waiver paper or like a white balance sheet, even better, in front of your camera before you start shooting, and then make your adjustments, and then start shooting your video.
What about creating thumbnails? What's the best way to create thumbnails? Are there templates or software that you would recommend people use?
Well, I create them in Photoshop, but all of these professional softwares are having very social media friendly versions out. Like if you look at the Adobe ecosystem, there are a lot of new softwares that are aimed at creating videos, especially for TikTok and Instagram stories and YouTube. And I'm sure there are some graphic programs like that too that you can use a lot easier than Photoshop, because Photoshop might be overwhelming if you don't know how to use it. I cannot think of anything, because I mean, everything I do in Photoshop, After Effects, and Maya. Those are the three softwares that I've been using for the past 20 years. And even though they're too complicated for the simple job I'm doing at the moment, since I know those, I usually use those. But while I was doing the YouTube videos, I used DaVinci for video editing, because you cannot do that with After Effects. It's just a pain. But yeah, if you just look at the Adobe Creative Suite ecosystem, I'm sure you're going to see some graphic softwares there that are simpler than Photoshop.
Yeah, I'm going to link to a tool that a lot of people use. It's called Canva, and they have a YouTube thumbnail specifically, and that's an online photo editor that's free. And they have pretty good templates. So I'll link to that in the chat. If anybody else has any questions, speak now or forever hold your peace. I don't hear anybody, Jeff, do you?
No. Can people talk? Are they allowed? Or maybe some people are trying to talk, but they can't.
Yeah, we're in VC, baby. This is wide open. GK Crypto might be the only one who can't. I don't know if he's got a question. And but would you?
Okay. If you guys don't have anything else, I think we can end it. And if you guys have any questions, you can always ping me in the chat, and yeah, we'll talk.
Thank
Jeff,
you.
I'll just say, sorry, as the audience member, I'll just say it was a great presentation. Learned a lot. I'm probably not going to be a YouTuber, but an excellent collection of information, and thank you very much for your time.
Oh, thanks a lot. Especially if this is coming from you, it means a lot to me, man. Thank you.
I'm going to post everything in 90 days to launch. I've just linked it in the chat. And Jeff and I will work together to get all the recordings you need, put them all together in a nice presentation, and also all the links to follow him at to show your appreciation. If nobody has anything else, I think we're done.
Thanks a lot, guys. Grand Rising citizens. See you in the next workshop.